this is Little Kansas Kitty, and I welcome you back to my weight loss surgery channel. I had the RNY gastric bypass surgery on June 25th, 2018, so this marks my 1 year, 4-month post-op update. I started off my high weight at 238 pounds. I lost 100 pounds and I made it down to 138. I'm 5'6", I'm 39 years old. I created a maintenance range for myself of 7 pounds, 138 to 145. I tend to stay at the very top of that range between 144 to 145, and I've been doing that and staying within maintenance since 32 weeks post-op. I came to you about 3 weeks ago. I weighed 142 within my maintenance range. I was a little bit lower that day. I was like, whoop, whoop. And let's just jump on the scale and see where I am today. As you can see, I'm 143. I apologize for kind of the random updates. I'm just not making the updates that I have or was doing that first year during those 52 weeks post-op, where I was very diligent about uploading a video of my journey every single week. And let that just be a sign of life after weight loss surgery. Life after weight loss is life. It's time to start living again, and it's awesome. It's awesome. Last weekend I was in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I ran another marathon. What? Yes, 26.2 miles. I took a weekend girls trip with my girlfriends, and it was quite an adventure getting there. We took a couple planes, we took a Lyft, we took a bus, we took a couple trains, we took a shuttle, we took a push cart, like this guy was pushing us in this cart on the boardwalk. I mean, it was just one mode of transportation after another, and then reversing that and doing it pretty much again on the way home. But it was amazing, fun, lots of giggles, and we got to run and experience this marathon. I'm not going to go into all the detail of the marathon. I could talk and talk about it, but for the most part, walking away from this marathon, I felt really great, really positive, just filled with a lot of energy. And my girlfriends did face some adversity. I faced adversity too. You know, I've got my glute issues going on. They're not any worse than they were before, and they're not any better. It's about the same. And it was, you know, going into it, I went to really smart into it with my baths and rolling and stretching and all that good stuff. So I felt good. I felt really good. This marathon was partially along the boardwalk, so it lined the water, the ocean. We kind of had the ocean breeze, great temperature, high 50s, low 60s. With that ocean breeze, it was very comfortable. It rained for the entire second half. I did experience a moment of just flooding of emotions and gratitude at about mile 15 and a half. And it hit me hard, and I just started crying. And it's always probably pretty comical to see someone just like running and crying, but sometimes those emotions just hit you out of nowhere, and you just feel so lucky to have the body that you have and the health to be able to do this. You know, this was my 9th marathon, and there's some people that will never even run a marathon, and so I just was hit with that emotion. And not only that, at that point of the race, I was off on roads, so off of the boardwalk, and they had us looping around. So we were going one direction, and the fast elite runners that were several miles ahead, they were coming back, looping back. And I just felt like it is my purpose. This is my purpose, to go into these races and feel positive and smile and talk to people and make friends along the course and cheer people on. And so as these elite runners were coming back and they were in their zone and super serious, you know, they've got a really great stride going, I just put out my hand. I'm like, high five, high five. I give high five, and their face would just light up, and you could just see that little extra pep in their step. And I love doing that. For me, the marathon is more about finishing, completing, collecting that medal, just having a really positive and great experience, because it's such a long adventure. You know, you're talking about 4+ hours out there on the road. And for me, I just want to feel good and enjoy it. And each race, I can think about each marathon that I've done, and they have such a story to themselves. And so for this particular one, no time goals. no time goals. I really am at that point in my life where time goals aren't really a big deal to me because I'm not anywhere near like Boston qualifying. So I might as well just go out there and enjoy it. But as I did kind of come back to the boardwalk, having 4 miles left, I did look at my Garmin and I was like, dang it, girl, if you push in these last 4 miles and pick up your pace, you're gonna hit your time that you did in Vermont. And you were feeling really strong in Vermont that back in May. I wasn't feeling as strong going into this race because of my glute issues and all of that. And so I thought, oh my gosh, if I really like get out of my comfort zone a little bit, let my heart rate, pick up a little bit and just really open up my stride, I think I can get close to that Vermont time. And so that's what I did. The last 4 miles, I picked up my pace. I opened up my legs and my stride, and the rain's coming down, and I kept smiling. I kept smiling through the whole thing, and I just kept going. I don't know why I'm crying, but it is an emotional experience. And anyway, I had about a mile left, and I was like, you can even go faster. Like, you've got it in you. And so I just picked up my pace, and I hit that finish line. And anyway, I hit that finish line, and I was like, oh yeah, stop your Garmin, and I was within seconds. I don't know exactly, but I know I was within seconds of my time in Vermont, and I was like, wow, I did it. Another marathon completed. Collected my medal. I waited for my friend. We ran out to the beach, got some pictures. It was so hard to get pictures because it's raining now, and we're sweating, and we're freezing, and it's cold, and we're trying to like open our phone, and it's all wet, and we got some fuzzy little pictures. We had about a mile walk back, just like shaking, freezing, back to our hotel room down the boardwalk. We get back, and we're looking up our times. We're looking up our times on the app that the Atlantic City Marathon had provided, and Carol got her times, Vanessa got her times, and we looked at my time and it said 0. It said 0. I did not finish that race. I did not run that race. They don't have record of me. What? My chip malfunctioned. They do have record of me running up till mile 19, and then I just dropped. I'm not on there anymore. So I've emailed the race director several times, no response. I've made a call and left a voicemail. I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep bothering them because I want to know. I did notice that this happened to other people. I'm not the only one, but I want to know my time. I do want to know now, even though I'm not a girl that goes after time, knowing that I'm within seconds of maybe running my fastest marathon this year is pretty exhilarating, and I want to know if I did it or not, just for my own self. And then also I need record of the state. I've run 9 marathons. Each of them have been in a different state. And for me, if I continue to chase states, then I've got to have record of that, of completing New Jersey, right? So I was on such a high though all week, just personally, just feeling so good about it, that I, on a whim, signed up for another marathon. What? And it's soon. This weekend, I'm going to go get Kansas. So I live in Missouri. As you may know, Kansas City sits right in the middle of Missouri and Kansas. And I already have Missouri, did Missouri a few years ago. I'm going to go do Kansas this weekend. I'm up there, I'm trained. I might as well do it now because I'm considering having surgery at the end of the year. And I thought, then I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be out, like recovery, if I decide to go ahead and proceed with some plastic surgery. Anyway, I'll update you on that in just a moment. So overall, I'm just so thankful for this body that carries me through the miles. And really, there is no better motivation than signing up for a race. And when you sign up for a race, it keeps you focused. It keeps you focused and healthy, and it's just a fun goal and fun activity. I feel like everyone should find that one thing that will keep them moving forward and keep them active as an adult. And for me, I've definitely found that joy and bliss in running. I want to talk about gas. So gas, bloating, it's something that we don't always talk about. It's kind of like, it's embarrassing, but it does happen to us, especially as gastric bypass patients. And I want to share a little bit of kind of the research I've done on this, because bloating and gas is uncomfortable and it's stinky and it's embarrassing. And so I just want you to be aware that some of you that are going into this is going to be something that you're going to face. And it's understandable why gastric bypass patients have highly malodorous flatulence, because the surgery causes them to have malabsorptive syndrome. Your systems don't absorb the food and nutrients as well anymore, and when the undigested food gets down to the colon, the enzymes and bacteria go crazy digesting the food. One of the byproducts of the digestion is gas, flatulence. After my marathon last week, which typically the day after, I feel invincible. I feel like I can eat anything and everything I want because I've burned like thousands of calories, And so this time around, I did not want to eat really sugary stuff, even though I know I can eat pretty much anything I want in terms of consumption that I've already burned enough. I didn't want to dump around my friends, and we do splurge. We get carbs and junk and stuff because we get to celebrate a little bit. It's okay. And so I opted to get some sugar-free candy. And I was like, I can go to town. On the sugar-free candy. And so let me just tell you, though, that sugar-free candy in large quantities is the devil. It's the devil for flatulence and gas and bloating. So it's the sugar alcohol in there, in that natural sweetener, which is derived from fruits and berries. Unlike artificial sweeteners that contain no calories, sugar alcohol has about half the calories of sugar. So diabetics are able to have food with sugar alcohol because it's converted more slowly to glucose and requires very little insulin to be metabolized, while sugar alcohols are low in calories and slow to convert to glucose. The downside is they can cause gas, bloating, and diarrhea. So yeah, I was really uncomfortable, even crampy from all of that sugar alcohol and some really bad gas. So I'm not gonna go to town on that stuff. I did notice that I was a really big Crystal Light drinker throughout pretty much most of my post-op, and I have actually turned in my Crystal Light and just gone to straight water because I was noticing that it was giving me a lot of gas, and that gas is stinky. It is. It's gross. And so the nice thing is, though, as a gastric bypass patient, things move through you pretty quickly. And so as soon as you've gone number 2, then that gas has kind of gone away. And I go every day, every single day. And that is the cool thing, is that things do move quickly through you. Funny little tidbit is my man friend that I've been dating for, about 5 months now. We are still not totally official, I guess. We're just taking it very, very slow, very, very slow and easy, just enjoying each other's companionship. But he did tell me, he said, we are not official until we've farted in front of each other, pass gas. And I'm okay with taking it slow and not doing that quite yet. Shh, he has done it in his sleep. He doesn't know, but I'm not going to tell him because what he doesn't know can't hurt him. So we're not official yet. I have heard that some gastric bypass patients will actually purchase this charcoal cloth that you can put in your undies, and it, I guess, helps minimize the odor. I don't know. I'm not going all the way there. But just wanted to talk about gas a little bit because it's one of those topics that we don't like to talk about. We like to keep that hush hush. But it happens. It happens. If I can trade healthy and skinny over the occasional flatulence, I will always choose skinny. Another thing I want to talk about, since we're kind of talking about the insides and what's going on in there, is a rumbly stomach. I have a really rumbly stomach, and it's embarrassing at times too. And so it is good when those people that are close to you and also in close proximity that can hear that do know about your surgery, because then they'll be like, oh yeah, she had the surgery and that's why she has a rumbly stomach. But we're talking about the inactive tummy, the bypass area. It still has blood supply, and we still have it, and it is an active organ, and it's a chemical factory that keeps your body in balance. And it's mad as we aren't feeding it, and so it's talking back to us. And it does absorb B12 and contributes to hormone balance. So just know that when you do hear that bypassed stomach rumbling, you can happily know it's hard at work and keeping you chemically healthy and well. On a bright side, I don't know if this has anything to do with gastric bypass or with my new pouch, but I did notice that on the airplane, when we had some turbulence on our trip to and from Atlantic City, my girlfriends were having very queasy stomachs, and I did not experience that. So I Googled it, didn't find anything about it, but not sure if that is related to having our little pouches, but no queasiness for myself during turbulence on the airplane. I briefly mentioned possibly having surgery at the end of the year, and I am meeting with another plastic surgeon this week. This is for me. This is for no one else. As you know, I have gone to consultation before, and at the time I said no to plastics. I wanted to get that Brazilian booty lift, and the doctor that I met with I was not going to get the results that I want. He was going to lift up all of that loose skin that I have back there, and I felt like I was just going to be flat because he was going to try to transfer some cc's of fat, but said I did not have enough fat left on my body to transfer, and I would not get the results that I'm looking for. I have always had a bubble butt, and to lose that and to have this sagging skin, I'm really self-conscious about it. And so I'm a huge believer in plastics. I've had a mommy makeover. I did that 7 years ago. And the confidence that I received from that, from having that, was amazing. It is amazing what medicine and technology and plastics can do for you. And you're not doing it for anyone else, you're doing it for you. And so I've decided I'm going to go ahead and address this and take a look at it again. I'm going to try again. Maybe that surgeon wasn't for me. And so in the Midwest where I live, butt implants are not popular. There is a risk with them. There has been a history of a risk of infection with them, but I think it's something I'm going to have to get the volume that I need. And I'm not going for a Kim Kardashian booty whatsoever. I just want everything lifted, smoothed out, and kind of plumped out again, like I had always my whole life. And so if you're looking at the West Coast in California, if you're looking at the East Coast in Miami and Florida, this is popular. They're doing these surgeries every single day. I don't want to travel if I don't have to. Chicago would be close to me, and Chicago is an area where they're doing them all the time too and being successful, and people are having amazing results. So I am meeting with a surgeon, a local one here in Kansas City, that does do it, and it's becoming more and more popular. His reviews are incredible. 5-star all the way from every single patient that has reviewed him, hundreds and hundreds of reviews. So I'm really excited and eager. I have a consultation this week, and I will report back and let you know how that goes. If everything goes well, in a perfect world, the perfect case scenario, I would love to go ahead and proceed and have surgery over the Christmas holiday break. As we've been kind of hitting some of these colder months approaching now with fall and winter, it's been really interesting because I am getting back into my clothes that I wore during the seasons last year. So this is basically a repeat season for me, still in my size 4s for pants, my size small tops, and it's fun because I'm wearing all of the same clothes, and that does not happen in the history of my life and my weight struggle. Every season I was like having to buy new bigger clothes, or I'd lose some weight or gain some weight. I was never in the same clothes season from one season, 12 months ago to the next season. It was always a different size. So this is cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I wore those, last winter, and I'm still wearing them. I am adding, of course, pieces into my wardrobe because it's just fun to shop here and there as the season changes to do a little refresh. But it is awesome that I'm wearing some of the same clothes that I wore 12 months ago. The Instagram messages from you are kind of swarming lately, some of you have made me cry just reading your messages. To inspire someone on here that's on the fence is pretty surreal. When I first started off this journey, I was just kind of documenting my journey and not really thinking I would gain any kind of audience. And so for some of you that have come back and said hello personally to me, it's really, really touching. And I'm just so inspired by you guys and your journeys. And some of you are right now in the thick of either newly post-op and beginning to hit that honeymoon period and losing the weight, and it brings me back to my earlier days post-op, and it's such an exciting time. And just know that this is such an amazing gift you've given yourself to choose your health. And weight loss is everything, I'm telling you. It's amazing to have a body, to have the energy to move and to just really live life. I'm sorry I'm not as responsive as I used to be, but I'm really, really touched and inspired by each of you. For those of you coming up on your surgeries, or those of you that are just in the thick of post-op, be well, do good, focus on you. This is your time.